We're going to start, though, with what's on everybody's mind, not only on the Hill in Fayetteville, but in the SEC. The firing, of course, of Sam Pittman and continued fallout today. Thanks for joining us for your 5 News First to 4. I'm Darren. Bob Morgan has the day off, and so for a recap of the entire situation and what we can expect moving forward, Sports Director Alex Stewart's unpacking all that for us today. Alex.
Yeah, Darren, that jukebox that Sam Pittman brought with him to Arkansas 6 years ago was likely playing the blues yesterday as he received the news that he had to know was coming, that he would no longer be the head coach of the Arkansas Razorbacks. Now, Coach Pitt was let go 5 games into his 6th season as the head hog, going 2-3 in those games. But as any fan knows, it wasn't just the slow start to this season that led to this point. Pittman was 32-34 since taking over, but perhaps more importantly was 14-29 in the SEC and 7-19 in one-score games. As for how much it cost the university to let him go after negotiations, it's about $7.7 million. Okay, so now that we're all caught up, let's head out to Razorback Stadium in Robin Hearn for more on this and a look at what's next. Robin.
Yeah, Alex, Athletic Director Hunter Yurachek mentioned today that yesterday was a tough day for him, especially since he was the one that hired Sam Pittman. But also he mentioned that things had to change in the last 3 games with those 1-possession losses and then that loss on Saturday that Yurachek called unacceptable. Changes were needed. Now, he also said that he held Coach Pittman accountable for those 1-possession losses. Like you mentioned, that record 7-19. He also mentioned that he felt peace about his decision Sunday morning, then met with the board to approve this decision, then headed over to Pittman's house to break the news. Making this move, Yurachek had the transfer portal being moved to January in mind, but the biggest thing, make this move during the bye week to get this team ready for Tennessee in 2 weeks.
This was kind of a natural point to make that. We've got another bye week coming up later in the season, but I just felt like how we performed on Saturday gave me a little indication that maybe Sam had lost the team a little bit because they generally had played really hard for him throughout his tenure.
And also to mention, when your defense gives up over 600 yards in one game, changes have to be made. We also saw the dismissal of 3 others from the defensive staff, including defensive coordinator Travis Williams. But Alex Petrino mentioned during the presser that they hope to hopefully add somebody to that defensive staff in the coming weeks.
Yeah, Robin, you mentioned it right there. That was the other big story today, the additional staff moves, namely deciding to let Travis Williams, the defensive coordinator, go. Though, much like the Sam Pittman news yesterday, this one was expected despite how beloved T. Will was and is by his players. But unfortunately, this is a results-based business, and the results this season, specifically in the last 3 games, have not been great. Across Ole Miss, Memphis, and Notre Dame, the defense allowed an average of 43 points and 535 yards per game, with the Fighting Irish putting up 420 yards and 42 points on Saturday in the first half alone, which is quite the departure from what fans thought this defense might be this season, given their improvement year to year under T. Will. In his first season as the defensive coordinator, he took a team that ranked 101st in points per game to 80th in the country. Then from year 1 to year 2, they improved from 80th to 66th. However, through 5 games this season, as you can see, it has been a drastic slide all the way back to 113th out of 126 teams, and you would be correct in assuming that is the lowest ranking for an SEC team. As for who will take over from here on out, that responsibility falls to first-year defensive line coach Chris Wilson, who does have previous experience calling defenses in the USFL as well as at Colorado and Mississippi State. In terms of what we can expect from the defense moving forward, though, as a whole, well, according to Bobby Petrino, a return to basics. They will spend the next 2 weeks on fundamentals and simplifying play calls to play faster to get them ready for Tennessee on the road at Neyland, October 11th. Darren.